All right. So, hello, stream.
Hello there.
Hello, non-existent people. It's good to see you. I'm BlueMoonMonsoon or Moony. Um, and today, um, today I am going to be finishing up my philosophy text reading that I started doing last stream. If you watched that, or even if you didn't, um, also sorry if I burp a lot during this stream because I am drinking soda. So, anyways, the title of the philosophy text I'm reading, is some excerpts from On the Soul, the Floating Man by Avicenna. I don't know how to say his name correctly, but it's spelled Avicenna. So, I've only got like 5.5 pages left, maybe. So, I'm just gonna read through this. Last we left off, from what I can remember from reading this, he was just using an unnecessarily complicated amount of like almost like mathematical proofs to prove or explain that what was it, that one's soul is not physically part of their body. I think something like that. It was really complicated and weird and hard to understand. Unfortunately, I doubt that fact will change. So, hope you guys are having a great day and everything. Let's just keep going with where we were. All right. We're on a new section. It's titled "A Verification of the True Account of the Soul." All right. It has become clear from what we have stated that the different actions of the soul are attributable to different facilities. Ooh, I've never seen that word before. I'm also taking notes at the same time because it is for class and I'm trying my best to be a good student. See if I can try and pronounce it. The the irascible. I don't know. It's spelled Irascible. Anyways, facility. The appetitive facility. Oh, should I say faculty or facility? Let's just go with facility. The facility of perception. No, it is faculty. It is faculty, not facility. I don't know, whatever. A perception. This being an established fact, we say that these facilities must have a nexus that joins them all together and to which they are bound as a group. This is so because when one faculty, I'll just say faculty now, has no connection with another faculty, the activity of the first does not prevent. Okay, wait. When one faculty has no connection with another faculty, okay, I'm thinking about this visually, the activity of the first does not prevent the second from performing its own activities. So, yeah, basically, there's no correlation between them since the instrument is not common to both. Okay, that makes sense. The location is not common, and there is nothing else in common to unite them. They're an unnecessarily complicated way of saying a very simple thing. Now, this single thing with respect to these faculties are joined as the whole is the thing that each of us sees as himself. Actually, it's bothering me. I need to look up the correct way to say this word. Faculty or facility or what it is. So we're gonna open our nice trusty Google. I'm actually going to go to Google Translate because it has a good way of saying stuff out loud. All right. It's spelled, let's see. I do know this word and everything. I've just heard it pronounced two different ways, so I want to know which one is the more correct way of saying it.
Faculty.
Faculty, okay. Thank you for clarifying, Google. All right. Wow, my face was really close to the camera. Sorry, guys. Anyways, now that we know it's faculty, more specifically, we can continue with where we are. Now, this single thing with respect to which these faculties are joined as a whole is the thing that each of us sees as himself. This thing cannot be a body for the following reasons. Yay, more reasons. It's almost like he's presenting this like in the stereotypical like high school fashion of being like, this is how you make an essay, make a point, make a thesis, create supporting evidence, conclude what you have said. Oh my gosh. Anyways. First, it does not necessarily follow from being a body as such that it is a gathering place for these faculties. If that were the case, that would belong to every body rather than to have to something by means of which every body comes to be such. Wait, what? What? Oh, I think they're talking about that whole existence versus essence thing again. Since that thing is what primarily does the gathering together, that is, it is the perfection of the body in so much as it is a gathering place, and it is something other than the body. So he's saying that the body, I'm going to draw this out for myself, is just a gathering place for these little faculties. this is the soul. It's very hot in here. I should have brought my little fan with me. Anyways, time to turn the page. Furthermore, such a body, example, the thing that each of us sees as himself, is either A, the whole body, or B, it is not the whole body. Well, that's obvious that it's either or. Okay, anyways. If A, it is the whole body, then if it lost some part of itself, what we perceive to be us would not exist. I think that's a bit of a logical fallacy, but I can see what he's getting at there. It is not like that, however, for I would be myself, even if I did not know that I have a hand or a leg or some other bodily member, as was stated earlier in other places. I suppose instead that they are my appendages, and I believe that they are instruments of mine that I use to fulfill certain needs. Were it not for those needs, I would have no use for them. I would also be myself when they did not exist. He makes a fair point. So I guess he's saying that the soul is the thing that one perceives to be themselves, which makes sense and everything. The body is not the person. Let us return to what was stated earlier on our part. We say, if a human were created in a single instant, such that his limbs were separated from one another, and he could not see them, and it happened that he could not feel them, and they did not touch one another, and he could not hear a single sound, he would not know that any of his organs exist, but he would know that he exists as uniquely a single thing, despite not knowing everything else. Makes enough sense to me. However, what is unknown is not the same as what is known. What does he mean by that? Well, I assume he's going to go on to explain that in the next paragraphs, but still, what? These bodily members that we have are really only just like clothes that, because they have always been associated with us, we have come to think of as parts of ourselves. Makes enough sense. Kind of starting to enjoy this idea that he's bringing, these ideas. When we imagine ourselves, we do not imagine them bare. Rather, we imagine ourselves to have enveloping bodies. The reason for that is the permanent association of the two. The fact, however, is that we have become accustomed to stripping off and discarding clothes in a way we are not accustomed to doing with the bodily members. Imagine if you could do that, just, oh, got time to go to bed, slowly strips off your skin and takes just all your body parts off and everything, and you're just a soul, and you're just like, okay, sleepy time. That would be weird. I guess I wonder if that would be how shapeshifters would feel. Anyways, I'm getting off topic, but fun things to think about. Anyways. And so our belief that these are parts of us is more firmly entrenched than our belief that our garments are parts of us. If it is B, that such a body is not the whole body, but rather a specific bodily organ, then that organ would be the thing that I believe to be me. Unless what is intended in my believing that it is me is not that organ, even if I must have that organ. Wait 1 second. What? Also 1 second. All right, where were we? There is a little note here that says, if it is the latter, then the organ would be just part, a bet, an essential one of what is identified as the soul. I think that's supposed to explain it more easily, but it doesn't help. If, however, what that organ is, namely it's being a heart, brain, or some other organ, or organs with this description, is identical to it, or its totality is identical to the thing that I perceive to be myself, then my perception that I am must be my perception of that thing. But one thing from a single perspective cannot be both what is perceived and the other than what is and other than what is perceived. I.e., what would be doing this perceiving? Oh, I get what it's saying now. Okay. The situation is not like that anyway, for it is rather by sensing, listening, and experiential knowledge that I know that I have a heart and a brain. 1 second. Not because I know that I am. Thus, that organ on its own would not be the thing that I perceive to be me, essentially, but only me accidentally. Whereas the aim in knowing about myself that I am me, that is the aim that I intended when I say I sensed, I intellected, I acted, and I as something different than these descriptions, join them together, is what I call I. That part was a little confusing, but I think I get the gist, so I don't think I need to go back over that. Now, if someone said, you also do not know that the I is the soul, I would say that I always know it as the thing intended by what I call the soul. Okay? I might not know it by the term soul, but once I understand what I mean by soul, I understand that it is that thing, and that it is what uses bodily instruments such as the motive and perceptive faculties. It is only as long as I do not understand the meaning of soul that I do not recognize that. That is not the case with the heart, or the brain, for I may understand what is meant by heart and brain, but I do not know that they are the I. When I mean by soul that it is the thing that is the principle of these motions and perceptions that I have, and is what these motions and perceptions are traced back to in this whole, I recognize that either it is in actual fact the I, or it is the I as something using this body. Forgot where I was. Then it would be as though I am unable to distinguish the perception of me as distinct from the mixed perception that there is something that uses the body, and that there is something that is joined with the body. As for whether it is a body or not a body, in my opinion, it is by no means necessary that it be a body, nor that it appear to me in imagined form as any body. Instead, its imagined form appears to me to be precisely without any corporeality. So I will have understood some part of the aspect of its not being a body when I do not understand it to have any corporeality. I know what corporeal is. Corporeal. Bleh. I can't speak. Corporeality. At the same time, it is often the case that knowledge about something is close at hand, but one overlooks it, and it becomes the very thing that is unknown and is investigated at the greatest remove. Sometimes knowledge that is closest at hand is like the reminder, and despite the least amount of effort, it was like something overlooked. And so awareness does not turn to purpose it, because it weakly understands it. In which case, one needs to take a remote position in relation to it. From all of this, it has become clear that these faculties have a gathering place to which all of them can be traced back. That it is not a body, regardless of whether it is or is not joined with the body. 1 second, and please ignore any background noise you may hear. This seems to be a different bit of the text, so I guess we'll just go along with it. Part 2, Physics 3rd class, on the terrestrial and celestial souls. Oh, I know what those are. Let's see their take on it. Admonition, proof for the existence of the soul through intuition. Return to yourself and reflect. If you are healthy, or rather in some other state of health, such that you discern a thing accurately, are you oblivious to the existence of yourself, and do you not affirm it? Wait, what does that mean? To me, this, being oblivious and not affirming it, does not happen to any intelligent person. Ouch. Oneself does not escape even the sleeper in his sleep, and the drunk in his drunkenness, even though its representation to it oneself is not fixed in memory. If you imagine yourself to have been at your first creation mentally and physically sound, and it is assumed that yourself is altogether in such a position and disposition as not to perceive its parts, nor have its limbs touch each other.
I'm eating.
But separate and momentarily suspended in temperate air, you find that it is oblivious to everything except the fixedness of its individual existence. 1 second. All right, sorry about that. Let's continue where we were. All right, little new section header. Admonition. Concerning the non-intermediary manner in which the soul is apprehended. 1 second, I need a quick little drink of soda. right, back to reading. With what are you aware of yourself at that time, prior to that time, and posterior to it? What is it of yourself that you are aware of? Is it one of your senses? Is it your intellect, or a faculty other than your senses, by which you are aware of yourself? If it is your intellect, or a faculty other than your senses, by which you are aware of yourself, then are you aware of it by means of an intermediary or without intermediary? Wait 1 second. I do not think in the case you are in need of an intermediary. 1 second. And it has a little citation thing here. The reason is that it has been assumed above that your intellect and senses are not in a position in which they can perceive the soul. Therefore, they cannot operate as instruments or intermediaries for such perception. Okay, makes sense, I suppose. Thus, it is without the intermediary that you are aware of yourself. It remains, therefore, that you are aware of yourself without the need for another. 1 second. Please ignore background noises as well. That doesn't make sense. It says, did I put them in the wrong order? Oh, no, I didn't. It remains, therefore, that you are aware of yourself without the need for another faculty or intermediary. Hence it remains that you are aware of yourself by means of your senses, an internal power without intermediary. But that is impossible. Reflect further. Okay, I'll reflect further. You want to see me reflect further? I'll reflect further. Sorry, I don't know. Another heading. Admonition regarding the nonsensible nature of the soul. Do you gather that that which is apprehended of yourself is that part of your body that your vision apprehends? No, for if you were stripped of that part of your body, and if it were substituted for you, you remain yourself. That's getting into that whole your body is not you thing again. Or is it what you apprehend by your touch? Again, no, for this is nothing other than external members of yourself, whose case is the same as that which was discussed above. Further, in the first place, we have supposed that the senses are unaware of their acts. It is evident, therefore, that that which is apprehended of you is not then one of your organs, such as the heart or the brain. How could it be one of those?
Dang, now it's all loud.
Sorry about that, guys. Where was I again? Okay. How could it be one of these organs when the existence of such organs is not revealed to you except through dissection? Dissection. Sorry. Nor is that which is apprehended of you the whole of your body, insomuch as it is a whole. This must be clear to you from what you observe by yourself, and from what you have been warned about. What have you been warned about? Therefore, that which is apprehended of you is something other than those things that ye I've started going into old language. That ye has not, sorry, that you may not apprehend when you apprehend yourself, and that you do not find necessary for your being yourself. Thus, that is which is apprehended of you is not one of the things that you apprehend by the senses in any way, nor one of those things that resemble the senses, such as imagination. Excuse me. Oops. Another little heading. Remark regarding the unity of the soul and its relationship to the body. This substance in you is one. Rather, when verified, it is found to be you. This substance has branches and powers that spread in your organs. If by some of your organs you sense something, imagine, desire, or get angry, then the relation between this substance and these branches imposes a disposition on this substance, such that repetition it produces some submission or habit and character that take hold of the administrative substance as fixed habits do. Okay, next page. Oh, we're almost done with it. Similarly, this may happen in a reverse manner. It often begins by the occurrence in this substance of a certain mental disposition. Then the relation between this substance and its branches transports an affection from that disposition to the branches, and from then to the organs. Reflect on how it is that if you sense the nearness of God, the mighty and illustrious, and think about his omnipotence, your skin shudders and your hair stands at an end. These reactions and fixed habits may be stronger, and they may be weaker. Were it not for such dispositions, the souls of some people would not have been, in accordance with habit, quicker than the souls of some others to become impudent and to flare up with anger. Okay, another little section. Remark concerning the immateriality of intellectual substances. Yay. Emma, if you now desire it be made clear to you that the intelligible notion is not represented in that which is divisible, or that which has position, listen intently. You already know that an indivisible thing may be joined by a multiplicity of things that do not necessitate this thing to become divisible in position. 1 second. Sorry for any background noise there may be, so sorry about that. Anyways, where were we? You already know that an indivisible thing may be joined to a multiplicity of things that do not necessitate this thing to become divisible in position. What? Oh well. This is so if the multiplicity of these things is not the multiplicity of that which is divisible in position, such as the parts of the variegated? Wonder what that means. But a thing that is divisible into a multiplicity, having various positions, cannot be joined to an indivisible thing. It is inevitable that among the intelligibles there are indivisible concepts Otherwise, the intelligibles would be constructed only of principles that are actually infinite, even though it is inevitable that in every multiplicity, be it finite or infinite, there is one in actuality. But if among the intelligibles there is that which is one in actuality and is intellected insomuch as it is one, then it is intellected insomuch as it is indivisible. Hence, the intelligible is not represented in that which is divisible in position. However, every body and every power in a body is divisible. I'm going to be honest, I didn't understand a single word that he just said, but whatever, it's fine. Next page, last page actually. This last page appears to be another different text. Let's just get on with it. If a man reflects on the thing by which he is called he, and by which he refers to himself as I, he will imagine that that thing is his body and his flesh. But then if he reflects or ponders, he would find that if his hands, legs, ribs, and the rest of his external limbs did not belong to his body, he would continue to have what is conceived by the concept, which he refers to as I. Thus he would know that these parts of the body are not included in the concept, which he refers to as I. Having arrived at this point, he will further reflect on the separability of his primary organs, such as the brain, the heart, and the liver. Where is the liver? Anyways, the liver and etc. from his eye. With respect to the brain, it is possible for one to think that part of it is separable, and yet the concept of his I is affirmed. As far as the heart, it is not possible to assume its separability in reality, but only in imagination. For one can know that his self, a weird word in a different language that I don't know, for self, which he refers to, existed without knowing that he has a heart, and without knowing how it is, what it is, and where it is. After further investigation, we find that the thing which means that a man can be considered to be a human is indicated by the concept of self. And this is his true essence. And it is the thing by which he knows that he is he. The essence is, by necessity, the soul. Yay! We're done with the whole text. I'm so glad. Woohoo! Celebration noises. 1 second. Do. Okay, never mind. I'm just really slow. Do. Wrong one. That doesn't really work. I guess I don't have a celebration sound effect. I shall look into that. Anyways, I finished reading the whole text that I was given for philosophy. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I would usually continue streaming for longer, but I have other stuff I actually want to do and need to do. So I'm just going to end the stream here. Thank you guys. I hope you had a wonderful day and enjoyed what you watched here. If you did, please consider leaving a like, and if you're not subscribing, to subscribe. And I guess I'll just do my little outro. I'm BlueMoonMonsoon, or Moony, and I wish you a do. Bye.